When we talk about the dawn of agriculture, it's tempting to picture a sudden flash of insight, ancient adults waking up and suddenly knowing how to plant seeds. In reality, the transition from hunting and gathering to farming was anything but instant. It was a slow, uneven revolution, playing out over thousands of years across different regions and civilizations. 12,000 years ago, most humans lived as foragers. They roamed the landscape in small bands, relying on wild plants, fruits, and hunted animals. Despite the uncertainty, foraging provided a surprisingly varied and nutritious diet. But dramatic shifts were happening in the world. The last ice age was winding down, ushering in the Holocene, an age of relative climate stability. Forests and grasslands flourished, new plants spread, and large animals gradually dwindled. In this changing world, some adults began to notice patterns. Seeds dropped accidentally near campsites might sprout into familiar plants in the following seasons. Over generations, people learned that by spreading or protecting these plants, they could nudge the odds in their favor, an early form of what we now call cultivation. It's in the Fertile Crescent, a band stretching through modern Iraq, Syria, Israel, and Turkey, where the first clear traces of deliberate farming appear around 10,000 BCE. Here, wild grasses like wheat and barley grew abundantly. Early agriculturalists gathered the seeds, tended the plants, and began selectively choosing those with traits they liked. Larger grains, for example, or seeds that didn't shatter and scatter when ripe. In time, these cultivated varieties became dependent on human intervention to reproduce, a subtle but irreversible shift. Agriculture emerged more or less independently in other areas too. In East Asia, ancient adults developed rice paddies along the wetlands of the Yangtze. In the Americas, people cultivated maize, beans, and squash. Each region found its own crops and methods, but the process was always gradual, experimenting, observing, and passing down hard-won knowledge about soils, rains, pests, and harvests. Of course, agriculture wasn't just about plants. Domestication of animals followed similar patterns of observation and selection. Sheep, goats, and cattle offered meat, milk, and wool. Over time, humans and their domesticated species shaped each other's destinies. Why did adults keep choosing the hard work of farming? Archaeologists think the answer lies in security and community. Food surpluses allowed larger, more stable groups to thrive. Settlements became villages, then cities. Societies grew more complex. The world we know today, all its cultures, technologies, conflicts, and achievements, grows from this ancient bargain, the promise and peril of seeds in the soil.